It's with who's the actor who's in the new Gladiator movie? You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, it's not Gracie Abrams' boyfriend that we saw, right? It's Paul
I don't know.
Paul Mescal or something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Are they dating?
Yeah, we saw him at Red Rocks.
Oh.
And Colton was like, that's
He was just
Gracie's boyfriend. He's just sitting there, and he had like literally like light blue short shorts and like a tank top on.
The son of Maximus?
Yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah.
How was that shoot? Because I feel like everyone I knew was on that one, but I wasn't on that one. And for people who don't know, this is a live show at Red Rocks for Gracie Abrams. How long ago was that?
This was, shoot, I'd have to look, but I think it was maybe August or September. But yeah, it's a live music video performance that a lot of artists will come to Red Rock specifically to do live performances that turn into music videos because it's just such a beautiful venue. It's such a good backdrop.
Yeah.
So this was it was a 2-day performance for her. So she had 2 shows that she did back to back. So she dressed the same both nights, but then they just cut them together.
Gotcha.
So we were there for 2 days, but they do it just to get as much coverage as possible because night 1, they would put the cameras in specific positions. And then night 2, they would move a couple of them, or they'd probably move most of them and then keep a couple the same.
Okay.
Yeah.
What rig were you on?
It was on sticks.
Okay.
I was just on
So
sticks.
easy.
So I was A cam night 1.
Nice.
So I was like on this big, long Fuji zoom lens, center stage, front of house, wide shot. And I would literally just like do these like slow zoom ins to her, like slow zooms out. And they're just safeties basically to cover the show.
Was that like a decent sized crew for that one? Did you guys have like a lot of cameras on there?
Yeah. I think we had 15 cameras in total.
Yeah.
So I think we had, like, I don't want to butcher this, but I think there was like maybe 8 or 9 Venices, and there was like a couple Venice 2s. Then they had some like rig shots, and then they also had, because we had rail cam going front of the stage, kind of moving wirelessly, moving back and forth, and kind of moving a little bit of a half track kind of curved piece into a flat piece. That's Jesse with Condor cam. And then Jib. Yeah. Steadicam. The Steadicam guy that they brought in was the Steadicam guy from Sinners.
Oh, wow. No way.
Yeah.
That's
he was
cool.
really cool. Really nice guy.
That's super cool.
Then like Colton was doing handheld stuff in the crowd. And then a lot of just like locked off shots. You know, there's A cam, which I was night 1. Then there's, you know, someone who's doing tight like this. Then there's someone who's doing like hands and stuff like that. So
nice.
Yeah.
Do you still enjoy shooting live shows?
Yeah. I mean, honestly, those shows at Red Rocks are like the best. Yeah. Because, you know, I think it's a lot harder for ACs, like people who have AC'd, like, you know, Andrew Gang was there. Lewis was there.
I worked for the first time with Lewis this year on another live show at Mission. Yeah, he's great.
So I think it's a lot harder for ACs because they're there a lot longer. There's a lot more things that they need to do.
Sure.
But as an operator, it's like the best job. Like you show up at like 2, 3, you know, walk in, grab some drinks, grab some snacks, go to your position, get your camera feeling good. If it's, you know, if you're on a big fluid head or tripod head or whatever. Yep. Start practicing your moves, and then, you know, you do like a fax at like, you know, 5, 6 o'clock with her when she's doing her practice run, and or whoever the performance is. Right. And then the show itself is like maybe a couple hours, and you get home a little bit late, but
it's not too bad.
Yeah.
You're not hitting traffic by the time you get out of there.
Yeah. Well, just the 10,000 people all trying to leave at once.
Other than that, yeah. That's cool. Are those, do you think shooting those live shows, are those, I guess what I'm trying to say is like, what are your favorite types of jobs? Because you and I both, we shoot a lot of different kind of work, everything from like more built out like narrative stuff to commercial stuff to docu stuff. We've both kind of done a bunch of different things, but would you say you have like a favorite go-to where you're like, oh man, I think I could do that a lot and not get sick of it for a while?
That's a good question. I think, and I've heard you answer this question once before too, and my answer is very similar.
Oh yeah.
Where I think any day of the week I would take a job that has a really cool concept to it, that is creative, and fun. I mean, even if it's a documentary or commercial work, like as long as it's something that I'm like really passionate about, or I believe in, or I think that it's a cool brand or a cool story, like I'll take those jobs
any day.
Yeah, because whether it's a large crew or a small crew, like because I kind of get to do both.
Yeah.
I will take those all the time because I don't even feel like I'm really working, like I'm just kind of there to enjoy the ride, because every job is a ride, whether it's good or bad or
so different.
Yeah, every single job is completely different.
Yeah. I think I'm on the same lines as you. It's like the creative and the or the concept and then the crew.
Good crew is important too. Yeah.
Yeah. Like who you're working with. Cause I mean, starting out in the beginning, I was more about like going after brands and like, oh, I got to work with so-and-so and so-and-so. And now it's
when
more
you say
like,
brands, you're talking about like the client itself.
Yeah. Like if you're shooting a commercial spot for Nike or something like that.
Right.
And now it's like, I think more about the creative and the crew. And that's good because I think that allows you to be flexible, and then you could be doing the show at Red Rocks, but also be enjoying, a studio shoot at LSI or something.
Yeah.
So it's fun to mix it up.
I mean, like I definitely enjoy it all, because I think as a DP, we get to experience more sides of filmmaking. Like if you're like a gaffer or like specifically a grip or specifically like an AC, like I think you kind of get stuck more into like the commercial world, like because I enjoy documentaries too that are just like, maybe me and a sound guy, or maybe me and another operator, and we're like traveling the country or moving around and shooting cool stories. Like I really enjoy that too, because I get to be really run and gun with things. Like we get to experience so much, I think, as cinematographers.
Yeah.
That it kind of opens up a lot more possibilities.
For sure. And also like working in different roles, like you said, like sometimes we're cam opping, sometimes we're DPing, sometimes I'll direct. You don't direct as much, do you? Like how?
I mean, I've directed a couple times.
Okay. But it's like depending on the job, kind of like
Yeah, like I think the few times I've directed is someone coming to me, like a client coming to me directly.
Oh yeah.
Being like, hey, I have this thing that I really want to do. And then I'm so attached to it that I'll probably direct it and edit it.
Oh, there's Billy.
Hey, Billy.
Running down the stairs. Okay. Yeah, that makes sense. Like what you would be.
I've only directed like legitimately commercial wise, like maybe 2 or 3 things. Right.
But I think, working in those different roles does allow you, like, I think if you book at least for me, like if I book a bunch of jobs as the DP and then I'll take a cam op job and there's like a DP from LA or New York and they're flying in, like, oh, I get to like see how they work and maybe learn something along the way. I feel like that's always a nice break to where, oh, I'm going to put on just the cam op hat, and, it can still be stressful, but you get to work with someone who's out of town, maybe somebody who's worked on some cool projects, and pick their brain. I think that's really refreshing.
I do enjoy that a lot.
Yeah.
Even on that Red Rocks job, I mean, we got to work with, I think it was Chase Smith, and he specifically does live shows like that. Like that's his thing that he does. And he's very, very good at it. And he does not operate. He sits back as a DP.
Okay.
But like getting to see him put his cameras where he wants to go
Yeah.
and how he wants to do things and how he wants things to be shot or how he wants things to live or to breathe or to kind of feel like, which I think is really important, is like, instead of in those live shows, like instead of being like, this is your shot, he kind of gives more of like, this is where we're living, this is where we're breathing, this is where we're moving. And it's kind of like, they'll give us cues throughout the show to be like, okay, here comes a big part. Here comes, you know, more movement here, more breathing here. And I think that was really cool to see and be a part of.
So is he directing as well?
No, there's a director as well.
Okay.
So there was 3 people on comms. There was kind of like the editor, technical editor, and he knew all of the cues because he knew the song like start to finish. So he would come in and be like, here's a big drop, here's a big low point here, you know, we're gonna get dark here, we're gonna get super bright here.
Gotcha.
I'm trying to think who the director was. Micah or something like that.
Oh yeah, I'd follow him as well.
Yeah,
I've worked with him before.
I think these guys are all from LA, maybe.
I think Micah's from New York.
Or New York.
But he directed a Chainsmokers concert that I cam opt on a while ago.
Okay.
He was super cool.
Yeah. So he would call out shots specifically. Him and Chase would be like, you know, A cam punch in more, you know, B cam start to move here. So like, and then Chase would only chime in here and there. I think Chase's job was mostly prep.
Okay.
Where the cameras are going to go.
Yep.
He would chime in like here and there if like, hey, open up a little bit or you're too dark or, you know, whatever.
Yeah. Nice. Real quick, Nick, for the people out there who aren't familiar with you or your work, can you give me like a little intro about yourself and like maybe a shout out to where people can find your work?
Yeah, my name is Nick Bruso. I am a DP here in Denver, Colorado. I'm kind of a DP operator / like specialty camera operator. I kind of work on a wide range of stuff. I don't really fit into like a little small box. Like I feel like I kind of do like documentaries and commercial work and corporate work, plus some narrative work here and there. Plus obviously a lot of specialty camera work.
Yeah.
On Instagram, I go by Schnicholas.
Schnicholas DP.
SCHNICHOLAS_DP. My website is just my first and last name.com, nickbruso.com.
Sweet. I'll post those in the not comments detail.
Yeah. You and I work together all the time.
Yeah. How long have we, that first robot shoot that we did, I feel like was 20.
Because you came and met me, remember?
At LSI.
At LSI.
Yeah.
Because I think did you reach out to me?
I think so, because we have Richard Corso as our mutual friend. So I think we knew about each other for a while.
Yeah. I followed you probably for a while.
Yeah. That's kind of Denver in general. It's like we all follow each other. So it would have been 22, I think, is when we first met.
Yeah.
And then later that year, we did a fashion spot with the robot arm that you had at the time.
Yeah.
And that was like our first collaboration. And then from there, we've worked together a lot over the last few years.
Which we did not just a robot arm, but we did a massive, like 700 pound, whatever, rotating
that's right.
turntable that.
Yeah, we had talent standing on this turntable that was rated to hold 700 pounds.
No, it's rated to, I think, you hold a car or something. Like
Oh,
you can
you're
spin
right.
a car. Like he said you can make the platform bigger and spin a car.
Yeah, and we were like, well, not on this one.
Not a car on this one, yeah.
We were just spinning people. But yeah, we had talent on this rotating platform, and that rotation combined with the robot arm, we came up with some really fun camera moves.
Which I wanted to ask too. I had someone ask me about this literally the other day. The outfits and like the makeup and stuff like that, was that you wanting to do that specifically? Or did you go to Grace and say, hey, we're doing this spec thing. Do you have any?
Yeah. That's what I went to Grace and Laura, who did the wardrobe, Laura Wolf. And I was like, you guys can bring the concept like for what you want to do. Cause on those portfolio pieces, everyone is donating their own time, and I want them to feel like they're getting something out of it.
So they had looks that they wanted to do.
They did, and they gave me a few different ones, and I think we you know, talked through several different ones till we all found one that we all liked.
Because I thought that was really cool that you kind of spearheaded this, but you like let me do things that I wanted to do.
Yeah.
You let Grace and Laura
Yep.
do looks and fashion that they wanted to do.
Yep.
You had poses and stuff that you want. Like I really thought it was this cool collaboration from everybody. Like usually spec pieces can kind of be like single driven, you know, but I feel like it was really driven from all sides.
Yeah, and I think it should go down, especially all the way down to like, not all the way down, but when you do have like hair and makeup people there, like I want them to feel like they got to try out new techniques and concepts that they'd been wanting to do too. So collaboration all the way around.
100%.
Do you have any live shows coming up, or is it more commercial stuff?
Yeah, mostly commercial kind of documentary stuff. Yeah, all the live. We're in kind of the down season.
Yeah,
right now
going into slow ski season.
Yeah, and weather and everything. So Red Rocks is closed until April or something like that. Okay. So they don't have any shows, and I mean the holidays are kind of. This could be a whole nother topic. The holidays. I mean, what happens in December and January is
not much.
Yeah, sometimes it's good. I mean, 2023. I mean, January was like my busiest month like I've ever had. It was just it just all depends on the year and like what's happening and
yeah. Last year was my busiest January I think I've ever had. It was just wild. But yeah, I mean, as a freelancer, that's another thing is like managing those slow seasons and then also the busy ones. Like how do you, I think for me, at least with time, it becomes a little bit easier, but like managing those different, like what do you do when it's slow? Are you, you know, working on gear or updating firmware or like calibrating monitors and stuff like that? Or are we going golfing, which is probably what we usually do?
Yeah. Golfing for sure would be top of the list.
Yeah.
I think I live the freelance life just as as difficult and as hard as everybody else does. Where when it's good, it's great and life is great, and then when it's slow, I wish I was better at handling the slow. Yeah. You know, it's peaks and valleys always. And when it's slow, you're always like, what's wrong? What did I do wrong? You know, like the thing that all of us do. But I think being proactive is really helpful. Sure. You know, I like to spend the time like right now. I mean, like we're going into Christmas. Like I'm going to do the thing that us all creatives do, which is, you know, update my website, update my reel, you know. I feel like January every year I'm like, okay, here's my new reel. So I think balancing the slow with just keeping yourself mentally busy, you know, like this year 2025 was the first year that I purposely kept myself busy during the slow periods by doing spec work. Right. Which we did a couple together this year.
Yeah, I wanted to talk about that a little bit.
Yeah. That was something new for me actually, because this year I think I did maybe 3 spec things.
Oh yeah, because you did like the Subaru one too.
Yeah, we did the Subaru. We did the Fierce Fuel. Yep. 1 too. Yep. And 2 with you, so 4.
Oh yeah, we did do 2.
Yep.
Oh yeah.
I think I did 4 this year.
That's awesome.
Yeah. Yeah. And that's out of the norm.
Yeah.
I think it takes a lot to, which I think you're amazing at, by being proactive and being like, hey, let's go do this thing. Let's make sure we finish this thing. Like there's really not a lot of people that I would do that with, to be honest, because I think a lot of people talk like a big game. Like I've probably talked to so many different creatives in Colorado that are like, let's go get coffee. And then they're like, let's shoot a project together or something. And like nothing ever happens. Yeah. Yeah. Oh, and I did do the feature doc too, which was another kind of like passion project thing with Carlos and
the Portal.
With Portal.
Yeah. Yeah. He was telling me about that. That sounds like a really fun. The whole thing sounds super fun.
Yeah. My first movie. I mean, technically, like my first feature.
Feature doc.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Feature in general, like doc, narrative, whatever.
Sure. How long is that? What's the runtime on that?
I mean, I think we're hoping for probably over an hour, maybe.
Okay.
Yeah.
Nice.
I mean, we did like 16 or 17 days of shooting.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. And it'll be like all these different stories kind of pieced together and
It's all one.
yeah. Oh, okay.
All one story. Yeah.
Nice.
About Andy.
Gotcha.
Andy Kingsley, who is a race car driver
Nice.
who raced the Pikes Peak International Hill Climb. His story is basically a David versus Goliath story where he, I'm sorry if this is getting off topic. I know you're asking me about freelancing.
No, there's no format to this thing. It's absolutely batshit crazy.
So, I mean, we followed Andy. Andy Kingsley's a race car driver here in Colorado. We followed him leading up to the race. So he'll take his car out to a racetrack. We went to this racetrack in Pueblo, and he's basically doing test runs, stress testing his car to make sure it's working properly. So we filmed all that. He's making changes and adjustments and stuff like that. So we filmed all that.
Wow.
That was probably like we filmed like a couple days here, a couple days there. That was probably about a month or two. I think we started because the race was in June. Mm-hmm. And we started a few months before that. I'm so bad with dates. I'm like the worst.
It's all a blur.
Yeah, it's all a blur.
This last year has been a blur.
Yeah. And then so the race itself was the big one. That was like a 8-day long shoot. We weren't there like the whole entire time, but like he basically does Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday for sure are 3 practice days where you have to race between a window between 5 a.m. and 8 a.m. because that is the only window where because it's a public road.
Right.
So that road opens at 8. They only shut it between 5 and 8.
Yeah, and you can literally just drive your car like to
Correct.
the top of the mountain.
It's insane.
Or almost to the top. Like it's pretty wild.
It's crazy. I mean, you literally can go up all the way and turn around and come back.
Yeah.
It's crazy. So yeah, just having to be on top of the mountain so early in the morning.
Yeah.
It was one of the coolest things I've ever been a part of because I had to go onto the mountain to like film him doing his laps. So the night before we'd pick a spot on the mountain for me to go to, and I would go up there before the sun came up, put my camera down, and I can send you pictures and stuff too if you want to. Do you share pictures on this?
Yeah.
I can send you pictures and place my camera, watch the sunrise on top of the mountain.
Sick.
Was like, I remember one day, I think it was like maybe a Tuesday or something like that, or Wednesday. I just like put my folding chair down. And it was like complete darkness, and I like couldn't really see around me. Like it's just so dark on top of the mountain. And I just like sat there, just like listening to the wind, and like the birds, and just like seeing the sun. And I was just like watching the sun come up, and I was like not on my phone or anything. I just sat there, just like listening to the mountain. It was like the coolest, creepiest thing because you like think you hear things next to you.
Oh yeah,
because it's literally so dark. And then I think on the second or third day, again, I'm so bad with dates. I had to film him on top of the mountain on the peak.
Yeah.
And they had warned us that it was cold. Mm-hmm. But I didn't realize it was that cold in the middle of the summer. On top of the mountain at 4 a.m, it's like 5 degrees.
Yeah.
And there's snow up there in the middle of the summer.
I remember texting you one of those days, and you were like, "Oh, I'm on the top of the mountain. There's snow." And I think it was like 80 degrees in Denver that day.
Yeah. And it was freezing. And so on that day, I was like, I'm going to bring my winter jacket, like a beanie, my buff, winter shoes, like all this stuff. And I was like, I think it's going to be bad.
Yeah.
And it was everything that I had thought that it was going to be up there. Mm-hmm. It was literally freezing.
Yeah.
And then I'm on this corner filming, and there's like some photographers from like LA and like a couple different places. And one of them, he's like taking pictures, and then all of a sudden he like stops, and he's just like sitting there for a second. And like, there's like me and like 10 other photographers. I'm shooting video, and he's like, oh, I don't feel good or something like that. And then we all kind of like turn to look at him, and he's like literally on his like deathbed about to pass out because he like just came from sea level straight to 14,000 feet.
Yeah, not good.
And the tough part is once you, so when they, I think they race between 5 and 8, right?
Yep.
If you're going up the mountain before 5, once you're in your spot, you can't leave.
Right. You're stuck there.
You're stuck.
Yeah.
So he was like, we were like trying to talk to him, be like, do we need to call medical for you? If we call medical, they're shutting down the whole race prep day for this one guy. Mm-hmm. And you don't want to be that one guy that shuts everything down just because you got like a little lightheaded. So he waited it out. And like, I think another photographer had like a canned air or something like that. And, or canned oxygen.
Yeah. Yeah.
So he just took a rip of that and he was good.
He's good to go.
Yeah. But it's like us Coloradans. I mean, I know you're not from Colorado, but like us Coloradans, like I grew up here and you watch these people come from sea level and then they just like completely collapse.
I mean,
from
I've been
0 to 14,000.
I've been on those shoots too, where like they'll fly in from LA and go straight into the mountains. And then this one creative producer, we were filming up in the mountains and he like couldn't go to location with us. And we were there for like 10 hours that day. I mean, you're just like, guess I'm not going.
It's real. I mean, it's like this massive headache and like, I've had it before. It's awful, but
it's not fun.
Yeah.
Well, okay. So talk to me about like filming a project like that. Cause you were the DP on that one, right?
Me and Behi both were kind of
co-DP,
co-shooting. Yeah.
I mean, talk about a logistical nightmare. Mm-hmm. How do you manage something like that? Was there a decent amount of prep going into that one? How did you handle like, let's go back to when that project first came across your lap and you got the job and then you're like, okay, what was your process as the DP on that?
Yeah. I mean,
because every job's so different. And I think it's so fascinating, like talking to other DPs on especially a job like that, where it's like, how do you even like begin?
Yeah. It's funny. Everything is different because on that, like I'm very much the type of DP that likes to prep and to plan and to have a game plan like before we shoot. And this feature doc was very much just like a reactionary shoot because you can have a game plan like as much as you want, but it's just always going to change.
Yeah.
You just don't know what's going to happen. Like you can say, hey, we're going to film Andy doing this day. And then like something breaks and they're like, okay, well, we can't film him anymore because his car is broken. So going into the shoot, we knew, okay, we have, if you break it down as simply as this is prepping his car for race week, leading up to the race itself. So him testing it out on the mountain, pushing it through all its limits, and then race day itself, which is kind of like the payoff. Our payoff for the whole movie is him completing. And we knew from the beginning, because I should mention Lane Mathis is the director of this. He's our director. We knew like from the beginning, this wasn't like Andy's going to win this type story.
Yeah.
Like we knew we're like, Andy's going to go race this regardless of how he finishes. It's not going to impact our movie.
Sure.
And it's not like it's that type of documentary where it's like Andy's, he's in second place and first place. Like we knew that wasn't going to happen.
Yeah.
We wanted to focus more on the David versus Goliath and just like specifically showing like, I mean, we even talked about like not even showing the race day itself because the story is so much more important of like how Andy preps his car, how he works on it. Literally, he's the one turning the wrench himself. Like that's so much more important to us than whether he even finishes the race.
Right. Yeah.
So planning our days out of him prepping his car and working on it, like when we'd come up, because he lives all the way in Buena Vista, so it's pretty far away. So when we go up there and film that, we try and figure out like, weekend here, weekend there. And then leading up to race week was this, weeks of phone calls and Zoom meetings being like, here is Andy's schedule every single day. And his wife, Katie, would send us this of where he's going to be at what time. Cause she literally dials his race week to the minute, the hour. Cool. So once she sends us that, that's when we start planning as best as we can how we're going to cover each little moment. And the big things are always because like I was saying, he has such a small window each day to actually do his race, to actually do his timed trial. So everything each day is based off that.
Yeah.
So day one, it's split into sections, lower, middle, and upper is how they test the race, because the race itself is like, I think it's 12 miles or something like that. And on race day, they do the whole 12 miles.
Okay.
But during race week of practicing, they only do the
sections. Yeah.
Yep. Lower section day one.
Working backwards off of that schedule.
Right. So where are we all going to be day one, lower section?
Yeah.
I'm going to be on the mountain. Lane and Behe are going to be in the pit.
Yep.
Covering Katie. And then the big thing was, well, what's going to be in the car with Andy? Yeah. That was a really big talking point for us, was like,
from a camera perspective, you mean?
From a camera perspective. Yeah. So, we had to have a lot of conversations of like, what can we put in the car? What legally can we put in the car? But Behe and I talked about like, is this going to affect Andy? Like, is weight going to affect Andy or like anything like that? Basically Andy was like, there's this profile position right here, because this is him in his race car, right? There's nothing here. There's no seat. He's got, I think he's got like a fire extinguisher or something like that, just in case. But we basically rigged the camera profile looking at him, and we were like, okay, this camera is going to live here all of race week. Yeah. And this is going to be our main shot. So we put a Komodo because we wanted the global shutter. Yep. To be, because I mean, he's going 200 miles an hour crazy around these bends, and it's so fast, and there's all this movement. It's crazy and hectic, and we knew that we needed that. So we put a Komodo inside the car with like a little bit of a wider lens kind of profile shot of him. But then I think we put 4 GoPros on the outside of the car, because we're obviously not going to put like a really expensive rig when he's going 200 miles an hour. Yeah. So we knew we're like, okay, that's where the cameras are going to live for all of race week for the car itself. Yep. Then each day we'd be like, where's Nick going to be on the mountain to make sure to get him going by? Lane and Behe will be in the pits covering any drama that happens. Obviously we're hoping there's like nothing serious drama wise, but right.
But you never know, so you have to plan for it.
Yeah. Yeah. And that was basically our plan, was like, we're going to do this for each of the days. This is where everyone's going to be. This is kind of the game plan. Joey Simmons was our kind of like AD kind of producer coordinator. She was basically like our parent for the week, telling us where to go, making sure we're all fed, making sure we're all in the right places. Like she was so amazing, just helping us get across the finish line. We would have been completely lost without her, honestly. Yeah. And then the biggest thing was race day itself. We brought on a couple other operators to help cover what was going on. Andrew Hansen and Jeff Volando, I think. Jeff. And we put them up on the mountain, and then Behe and I stayed in the pits just covering, because it was like on race day itself was chaos. I mean, there were so many things happening. They had cut the race short, like they weren't going all the way up to the top because there was 100-mile-an-hour winds, and someone going 200 miles an hour into a 100-mile-an-hour gust would literally lift their car off and just throw them off the mountain. It would kill them. Yeah. 100% kill them. So they're like, all right, we're not going all the way up to the top. So that was happening. The race was changing. Andy was trying to get ready. I'm here. Behe's here. Guys are up on the mountain. We originally sent Jeff and Andrew up to the top. As soon as you go like around the corner, you're gone. There's no communication. Yeah. We had walkies. Walkies didn't work. Yeah. So literally poor Jeff and Andrew left. Never saw them again. No, I'm just kidding. They went around the bend. They figured it out. They ended up having to come down from the top. They found new positions. It all worked out. Nice. But it was just pure chaos it was like probably like a 18-hour day in total. Like crazy. We got to the mountain. I think we got at the mountain. We got to the mountain at like 1 a.m. And then I think we left at like 6 p.m.
Nice short day.
Yeah.
Crazy.
And then you go home and sleep for like 2 days. And
yeah, I mean, those are the kind of shoots. It's it's a lot like shooting a live show, but different, obviously.
Just reacting.
But you have one shot to get it.
Yes.
You know, and that brings a whole nother level of anxiety and stress and everybody. But it also, you know, when you're with a good crew, everybody just kind of brings their A game when you know you got one shot and you can't be like, hey, could you take that again?
Can we do it again?
You drive to the top again.
Yeah. Andy's takeoff was definitely the most important of that whole moment of like race day itself for both Behi and I, because we both kind of followed him leading up to the gate, because it's kind of like a gate takeoff, like a time takeoff. And we kind of knew where Behi wanted to be, and then we kind of knew where I wanted to be. But like you said, like it's like, okay, everyone go get to their positions. Yeah. Andy's about to take off, and you're like, this is it. Like, we're going to get him taking off once. Yeah. And like, that's it. Yeah. And you kind of just like an autopilot, because if you think about it too much, like you're just going to stress yourself out. Yeah.
I was going to bring that up too. For me, I have to like consciously turn on a switch, because there's so much at stake. If you're like, if I actually think about it, then I'm going to psych myself out, and I'm going to make a mistake or fuck something up. But, if you just kind of flip that switch off, be like, all right, just go to work. Yeah. At least for me, that has been
trust
helpful.
Your instinct. Yeah.
Yeah. Like we know what we're doing for the most part. Sometimes. But yeah, on those, live shoots where you only have one take to get it right. That's really, I don't know, helpful.
Stressful.
For me. Yeah. Well, yeah, it's super stressful, but if you think about it too much, you're
like, I'm doing what I'm supposed to be doing, and I know I'm in the right spot, and I know I'm getting the right angle, and just trust it and just go with it. I mean, like, I still think like you could, there's so many shots from that week where I'm like, I should have done this better or that better, whatever. But it is what it is. Like you can't redo any of it.
So fast forwarding to after the shoot, do you have a rough cut together as of now? And we are in December, believe it or not.
I know. Yeah, I think Lane is, actively working on a rough cut.
Nice.
I think the biggest thing we're needing to get out is a trailer. I think would be great. Just like a really high action trailer, just showcasing the story and everything like that. So I'm hoping that is something we will have sometime early next year.
Yeah, that'd be great. I can't wait to see it. You showed me some frames straight out of camera and look great.
Yeah.
Cool. Well, kind of rewinding a little bit. I think I know this about you. You went to film school. Is that how you got into it? Or I guess what first drew you into it? For me, I saw Lord of the Rings and it changed my life.
Lord of the Rings.
It is up there. Yeah.
Two Towers.
I didn't see The Fellowship in theaters, but those are the other two. Yeah. That's one of my favorite things I own, or just those ticket stubs.
What year was that? Two Towers?
2001 maybe? Okay. Yeah. Because wasn't it 99, 2000, 2001, something like that? Or
you know better than me, yeah.
2000.
So you started because of watching?
That was I think the biggest thing that drew me in. I was like, whoa. And then I wanted to watch it again. And then it just kind of drew me into the world of filmmaking, and then went to film school for a year, and then the rest is history. But what was your origin story, I guess is what I'm trying to say.
Yeah, the origin story.
Yeah.
I grew up as a skateboarder when I was a kid. I loved skateboarding. I loved, skating around with friends. And it's funny, I think the next step for me as a skateboarder was naturally becoming a skateboarding filmmaker. And the joke in the skateboarding world is always the one kid out of the friend group who is the worst at skateboarding becomes the filmer. Yeah. Because they're just not good at skating. I mean, I was decent, but even from such a young age, I have videos on YouTube of me and my buddies, which a lot of them I'm still friends with, skateboarding. And this was probably 2000, just after, before high school too. So probably 2007. Yeah. I have videos of skateboarding, me filming skating.
Yeah.
And I just loved, I loved documenting skateboarding.
Yeah.
I mean, I had like, my dad got me this like really small, like dad handy cam thing that had like mini DV tapes in it. That I like had to like, I mean, like literally had to hook up, I think like Firewire port or something like that to be able to like tape it. And then I would like,
I remember that.
tape it to, I think I had like,
Firewire.
it was Firewire. Yes.
Yeah.
Because I had Final Cut 7 to start with,
Yeah.
but before Final Cut 7 was Firewire. Yeah.
Yeah. So good.
So I loved documenting skateboarding, and that progressed for a pretty long time. Cause then when I got into high school, I didn't really skate as much, but I did a lot of filming things related in high school. Like I went to Columbine High School, and Columbine had something called the Rebel News Network, which Rebel is like our mascot. So we had the Rebel News Network, and I worked there. Like I did this news segment that we would do. I think we did it every day, or maybe it was like every other day or something like that. But we would, a lot of times I'd be on camera, like as an anchor, like talking about stuff at the school. Like,
it's like reporting.
Yeah. Reporting on stuff. And then like at the end of the semester, which I can find these things for you. It's really actually kind of funny.
Do you want me to post links to all these videos?
Well, I don't have links, but I think I have this video of, there was all our library, like this is such the funniest thing. All our library books were like due back on a certain day. And like me and some of the kids that were in the class with me were like, we should like make like a film, like showing that the library books need to go back. So I think we like made this film, and we like dubbed it in like Spanish or something as like a Spanish soap opera of like, we need to get our library books back. And so like we would, all through high school, I would like do these things, like work at the news network, film these skits and this and that. And then after I got out of high school, I kind of like fell back into like the skateboarding world again. But this time I kind of took it full force. I was like, I'm gonna
really got into it.
I'm going to be like, I'm going to be a skate filmer. So from 2012 to pretty much 2015, I dedicated almost all my time to filming my friends and making a full length skate film.
Nice.
And I premiered it. It was a movie I called the Eighth Layer, because there's 7 layers of plywood on a skateboard, and like the 8th layer is the person that's skating it. So finished that movie, and I kind of was at this transition point where I was like, I don't really want to do skateboarding anymore. I don't want to film skateboarding anymore, mostly because it's like it's not a great outlet. Yeah. There's not like a career to be made there, but I still wanted to do filmmaking. And then pretty much in 2015, I found Colorado Film School due to a couple friends that I knew who were filmers in the skateboarding world that wanted to do the same thing that I'm doing. And they were kind of transitioning into more of like the actual real commercial narrative shooters. And I just basically followed their path over to Colorado Film School, and then went to Colorado Film School from I think it was 2014, 15 to 2017. And I mean, that's where all this started, was starting film school, meeting all the people that I met in film school, and then basically full on jumping from film school into freelancing.
So you were there all 4 years for college?
3. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Do you feel like, because looking back, I mixed feelings about film school. I loved everything about it. I loved it so much I got straight A's, and I was never a straight A student. But looking back, like the cost, I think it was like $50,000 a year, which is like just fucking insane. Yeah. So like there's pros and cons. I think like, yes, it is. I learned a ton. I met a lot of people. I loved every minute of it. But is it worth the price? Not to me. I guess if your parents can afford it, but I don't know. What are your like thoughts, especially now? Because even now, 10 years later, everything is so available, and I feel like you could learn a lot more of the practical side of filmmaking just off of YouTube. There are things like film theory and film history that those classes did teach me a lot. Yeah, I don't know that you could get that level of education, but you probably could. But anyway, I don't know. I'm just curious to see like what your perspective on that might be. I don't know if there's a lot of kids these days anyway saying like, I'm going to go to film school though. That's all. They're probably all wanted to be social media managers or something.
Yeah. You know, what's funny to answer your question. It's so crazy to think because, you know, when I started film school was 10 years ago. And it's so weird to sit here and say, oh, 10 years ago, things were so different, but 10 years ago, things were really different.
Completely different. Yeah.
To answer your question fully, 10 years ago, yes, I think film school was really, really important.
Yeah.
Nowadays, I don't know.
Yeah.
Because knowledge is so readily available. I mean, you can literally be like, hey, ChatGPT, what are the top 10 things I can learn from filmmaking right now? And it'll tell you. Mm. Like this is making us sound so old.
Why are we so old?
But 10 years ago, like we didn't have that. And and it sucks too, because Colorado Film School isn't really the same as what it was when I was going. Like if it was still the same, I would sit here and say, yes, 100%, I think it's worth it.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's made so many changes right now, so I don't really feel confident saying that. But
yeah, my question was like film school in general, I guess, maybe not specifically the school you went to, but
yeah, well, because specifically Colorado Film School was so cheap. Oh, it was really, really cheap. Like it was maybe, I think it was maybe like $7,500 for a semester of 3 classes, maybe.
That's different.
Or 4 classes.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it was very cheap, very affordable.
Yeah.
But it's because I'm not getting a full on 4-year degree. I'm getting a degree in cinematography, but it's technically like a Bachelor of Applied Sciences or something like that. It's not like a 4-year degree, so it's a little different.
Yeah. Yep.
But what it did do for what the film school did do for me, which I think is really, really important about filmmaking is you just have to like dive in.
Yeah.
And that's what CFS, that's what Colorado Film School did to us, is like the first 2 classes I took was production 1 and post 1. Mm-hmm. And in those classes, you have to make films right away.
Yeah.
You have to shoot them and you have to edit them. And back when I was in school, there was probably like, maybe there was like 100 people that were in my grade. Mm-hmm. And by the end, there was maybe like half of that. Oh. So it really quickly, it was like boot camp.
Yeah, weeds them out.
Yeah, it just weeds people out so fast. And then you go on to the next phase, production 2, post 2, more people weed out. I mean, like if I started with like 100 people, the people that I finished and graduated with was maybe like 10 from 100. And then out of those 10, maybe 3 people work full-time in film.
Yeah. Yeah.
Which is crazy.
I think that's very similar though to where I went. It had Columbia College had like one of the highest turnovers in the state, just because so many kids would show up and be like, yeah, I guess I'm going to do film. And they're not really intentional about it. So it weeds people out pretty quickly.
Because I think a lot of people would go like, oh, I want to watch movies and like hang out and stuff like that. And that's really not what Colorado Film School was.
Right.
It was putting a camera in your hand, learning how to shoot, learning how to expose, learning how to tell stories too, which was really important. It's not just about like production. It's like, how do I craft a story? How do I put something together into something that's useful? And it's kind of funny, like something that I shot in production 2, which was like kind of my second phase, is like still to this day, like one of my favorite things like I've ever done.
Nice.
It's like, it's, I don't know how we did such a good job with it back then when like I knew nothing.
Yeah.
Like literally nothing. And, you know, like we submitted to like film festivals and it got into like the LA Shorts Fest and we won like a student Heartland Emmy for it. And like,
you ever think about doing like the 48-hour film fest? Like I thought about,
I've done it one time.
I've done
it twice.
Yeah. I've done the 24 years and years
24? Mm-hmm. Shoot and edit?
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Yeah. But I think the 48 is probably more enjoyable. Mm-hmm. But I was thinking about like, what if like you and I, like we gathered like this, like all of our favorite people to work with, people who are working like full time in production. And then we did it like as a challenge. That would just be so
We totally
fun.
could. Yeah.
Yeah. I haven't done anything like that in a long time.
I did do one in 2021. Yeah. It was crazy. It was good, but crazy.
Yeah. So going back here a little bit, we touched on it briefly,
Yeah.
but the creative process of like when that new job comes across your desk, do you have, because everybody's different. I do it differently a little bit because every job's different. So I keep saying different.
Yeah.
But that job comes across your desk. Do you have a process where you're like, all right, this is what I do for pulling inspiration. This is what I do when I talk to the director. Or is it like, I'm going to feel it out and like figure it out as I go?
Yeah. I mean, I think my first step, depending on what the project is, whether it's a documentary or commercial, is like just figuring out where everyone's head just figuring out where everyone's head is at.
Yeah.
With it.
Yeah.
You know, like everything is different budget wise.
Yeah.
I think that is probably the first thing I probably figure out with a lot of people is like, where are we at budget wise?
That's a big one.
Yeah.
Because I think a lot of people will start down these roads and they'll go down rabbit hills with concepts and stuff.
Yeah.
And then you're like, we have $5,000.
Scare people off too. Like,
Yeah.
I just had this one project kind of come my way with an agency for me to DP and kind of like direct DP. And they like asked me my ideas and this and that. And I was trying to figure out where they were at budget wise. Like I was kind of getting it a little bit. But you can kind of go overboard too much and like scare them away a little bit, you know? So like, just figuring out where everyone's at is huge for me to start with. And then, either talking with the producer about what the scope of work is, what the plan is, you know, talking to the director next, trying to figure out, you know, if it's a commercial, like what direction we're going with it. Like, I think getting on the same page with the director on what you're trying to accomplish first is huge. And like, I know it's kind of the same, kind of formula that a lot of people use, but I really think like finding reference pieces is just like huge because
Massive,
someone says one thing, you know, and I say almost identical, the same thing, but we could still be talking about two different things.
Totally.
It's like so easy for that to happen. And I think like, even when you and I have worked together as director and DP, like, I think it's really important that we like, I love that you share a song or something you've seen in the past and you're like, I like this. And I go, cool. Yeah. Me too. I'm on the same page. Like that's what I was thinking. Or if I wasn't, I can then get myself to be in that spot as well. Cause I think as a DP, for one, I think DPs are like therapists basically. And we're like translators basically for directors and producers. Because I feel like whatever project kind of comes my way, I kind of like fit my way to work with whatever that is. Yeah. Documentary, commercial or whatever.
Yep.
So figuring out where everyone's at, getting on the same page creatively is huge with reference pieces and stuff like that, which nothing is unique anymore. Nothing is completely brand new. Like we're just ripping things off from everything we've seen before, which is what we all do.
Like stealing like an artist.
Yeah.
Just like, I mean, that's how a lot of jobs will come in, and the director will already have like a lot of references to like, you know, a spot that this company did, and sometimes it's like other local companies too, but that's just how it works.
Yeah. And sometimes they already have, like you said, they already have all of that. Yeah. Like sometimes they'll come to me and be like stuff I shot for Spider this year. They were like, this is our creative campaign. Yep. This is what we're doing. These are our shoot days and these are what we're shooting within each shoot day. And I'm like, and basically I'm just like, okay, you got it. Like I'm not really adding anything to it because like literally Drew Clark, who was kind of the director on that whole thing, kind of creative director had literally like everything storyboarded. Yeah. Already
ready to go.
Yeah. It's done.
Sometimes that can be refreshing, I think, where, you know, you're brought in to like execute the vision that's already been created, depending on the job. Sometimes like, okay, yeah, hell yeah, I can. And then maybe you can add like a little bit extra and nothing to where, you know, it's going to throw off the campaign so that it doesn't match everything else. But finding little ways to elevate projects is always fun.
Yeah. Like day of.
Yeah. And then also, for me at least, and I've said this before, is like when jobs come in and they have nothing, I hate that. Like where they're like, oh yeah, we just,
Yeah.
we want you to do your thing.
Yeah.
It's like, what the fuck does that mean?
That's actually, that's a good point. That is, I do not enjoy that. It's tough.
Right.
And it happens a lot.
It does, but everybody's different. So like Jack Fitzwilliam, who was on here, he loves that. He's like, if I'm given a blank page, I go fucking crazy. I'm like, that's great for you, because I'm the total opposite. I like to have like some guide rails to where it's like, they are open to different creative ideas, but they're like, we'd like this and we kind of like it to be like this, but maybe bring some different thoughts. And maybe,
I guess I'm more worried about not being on the same page with that.
oh yeah.
Like if they're like, here, we don't really know what we want. Can you help us get there? You just want to make sure you're, because all we're here to do is like, someone's paying us money to go creatively finish their idea, right?
Yeah.
You're not really there to be, it's so, the commercial world is tough because you're not really there to like be an artist, like I'm not trying to be negative about it, but it's like,
It's more of like a craftsman, I feel like.
yeah, like we're trying to, like, we get to shoot movies and passion projects, like we get to do what we want to do, but like for the most part, we're trying to fill a brand's wish.
Yeah. Yeah. And I think maybe a little bit as a director, you can bring some more of the artistry into it when it comes to storytelling or things like that. But yeah, in a lot of the ways in the commercial world, it is very like, yeah, you're here to bring a specific skill set to the job, which I love. But
yeah.
But yeah, I've had a couple jobs where it was like blank page, not whatever you want to do, but like come up with a concept, and that freaks me out quite a bit.
Kind of the same too. Yeah. I definitely enjoy the project where they come to me and they know what they want.
Yeah.
Right away, which is great.
That's helpful.
And then even if it's like, we know what we want, but we're still trying to figure out exactly how to get the camera side of things over the line. Like that's really what I'm great at too, is like, I really love problem solving where it's like, we want to put a camera up here, top down.
Yeah.
How do we execute that? Or we want the camera to start over here and move to here. Like, how can we execute that? Like, how can we do it? Like, I love figuring out ways to, we want to rig a camera to a car here or something, like I really like figuring out ways to make things work.
Yeah.
Like I enjoy that.
Yeah. That's awesome. Because that's another thing I like to talk about is, wearing the DP hat is like, for me, I'm further away from the technical side. Like I'm not really drawn to like camera specs or the technical side of filmmaking. I know enough to do a good job, but I'm more, I would say, like on the visual side, to where it's like thinking about the frame and that way. So everybody just like approaches it differently.
Totally.
I also try and balance myself out with bringing, people who do know the technical side, who love the menu systems and things like that. But yeah, it's like knowing your strengths and weaknesses is
totally
important too. Let's talk about passion projects.
Yeah.
We've done 2 this year together. The Woodshop Choppers one is one of my favorites that I've done in a long time.
Yeah.
Like that was super fun. But I think the importance of, for me at least, I've been doing this for, 15 years now, still going out and like shooting projects that, there's no budget for it, but you go out and shoot creative projects with your friends is still so important to me. And I learn a lot doing it. So for me, I think it's still important to go after those things and not just only, go for portfolio spots on paid gigs. But yeah, what are your thoughts on that? As far as like, you were saying earlier, you've done a lot of them this year. What was the change there? What was the reason behind that?
Yeah. I mean, the reason, that's a good question.
Or was there a reason? Maybe there wasn't.
I mean, the only reason I can think of is like, I wanted to add some things to my portfolio.
Yeah.
And if someone's not going to pay me to do it, then I'm going to go out and make it, which the first passion project that I did in 2025 was that Furious Fuel piece. Yeah. Which, funny enough, is with Andy, who's the race car driver, which is how I met Andy to then shoot the feature movie. So it's kind of funny how one thing leads to another. but that was me as a director being like, I really, really want to do like a super high energy, just chaos car commercial.
Yeah.
And pulling favors here, pulling in crew and friends that I, wanted to work with, and just making something that I wanted to make. Mm-hmm. And it was amazing because we pay, split an Airbnb in Pueblo to go shoot at this really awesome track, like out in the middle of nowhere. It was such a cool moment because I think I had spent a lot of 2024 kind of just doing a lot of like client work and documentaries and commercials and just kind of like feeling a little creatively numb. Mm-hmm. It just kind of like sparked, I think, inside of me wanting to do more things for me, Yeah. Just, fueling. I mean, it's kind of funny. That's where the name came from, was like kind of fueling some stuff inside of us, kind of, outlets that we don't necessarily get to pursue a lot. So just, just wrapping it up. I mean, I think it just sparked something inside of me wanting to do a little bit more passion project stuff. Cause I just really enjoyed doing what we wanted to do and shooting what we wanted to shoot and just having a really good time. And, it just was fun and I really enjoyed it. And careful, Billy.
Billy's just walking around, knocking cameras around. Don't worry, you'll get on camera here soon.
Yeah.
That's what happens with freelancing. Is like sometimes you'll book like a long stretch of gigs that are not super creative, and you're paying bills, and that's okay. But to balance that out, at least for me, it's been super, super helpful with doing these jobs on the side.
Yeah.
And we did that early running spot earlier in the year. And after that, I feel like we started hiring each other on a lot of jobs.
Yeah.
And we've obviously known each other for a while, but
yeah,
that's kind of how those things lead too, because you get to work with each other and then you just develop that shorthand.
Yeah.
So that's kind of fun.
Yeah. I mean, obviously, we trust each other to get jobs done. And like,
yeah.
For me, having trust in somebody is really important when it comes to like paid work, because we're not submitting resumes and applications. Like we're getting hired by just word of mouth for a lot of our jobs.
Word of mouth, yeah, pretty much.
And they trust me to bring someone on, so I have to then trust the person that I bring on. So I think that's really important, which is why I've always brought you on, and I've probably got like another couple guys that are super close that I really trust to work with.
Yeah. I feel like everybody has their go-to lists, but it is always fun working with new people too. Mm-hmm. But on those jobs, maybe on some of those more high-stress jobs, or those jobs where you're like, well, we just got to go in and kill it, or jobs where you just want to have fun, with your homies.
Yeah,
it's always different.
Mm-hmm.
So I think for me, it's a mix of like, having my go-to guys that I like to call, but also through word of mouth or social media, or following different people, trying to work with new people too is important.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, the passion projects have been great because, getting to work with you more was awesome. And I really, really enjoyed both the things that we did. I thought they were just, specifically the woodshop choppers one was just so much fun to just, be as weird and as goofy as we possibly can be, and letting the guys that we were filming be who they wanted to be, and us just like having a good time and like filming it I thought was just so much fun. Like,
for people who don't know, there's these two guys who are in Denver, and they work on doing like custom bikes and choppers, and they have this Instagram profile that I came across about a year ago. Just super fun guys, like really cool vibe. And I knew I wanted to do a spot with them for a while. So I had a mutual friend with them, reached out through that friend, and then one thing led to another, and we just started filming with them. But a lot of those like crazy, and I'll post the link in the description so people can watch it. But a lot of those shots were in the moment. that weren't planned.
Yeah.
And it was just like creating an environment for them to be themselves. A lot of those whip pans and crash zooms, like we had talked about a little bit, but you just started just like playing around and having fun. And then we found a lot. We are like, oh, that's sick. Like, let's do that again.
Yeah. Cause I think, I mean, how did the snap zooms come about? Did I just tell you that I had that lens?
I think I had pulled a couple reference because the song is from Ocean's 12.
Right.
And there's a lot of crash zooms in the Ocean's movies. So I wanted to reference that a little bit.
Yeah.
And I think it was just serendipitous because you were like, I just picked up this.
Yeah.
What was it, like 50 to 200, 50 to 250? The vintage.
Yeah. I think it's like 25 to 250 or something like that. Yeah.
And you're like, perfect. I got the lens for it. And then we just started playing around with it. And
Plus the anamorphics. That was the other thing too.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We were like, let's shoot something.
Yeah. And so that was so fun, just like blasting music. We're in that shack for like 100, that garage that was like 100 degrees.
Yeah.
With no air flow.
And no real plan. I mean, I know you had a plan, but like it was like working on the bike, doing goofy stuff. Like that was kind of what we did, right?
For that one, it was more about, I had a loose shot list, but I just wanted to like create that environment and figure it out as we went, which on a lot of other projects, it doesn't work.
Yeah.
But on this one, I knew that these guys were going to bring that energy.
Yeah.
And when you find like that talent that is just natural energy, you can really just play with it and, have fun. But
yeah, we didn't really know where it was going to go. Because we weren't really like planning on getting a ton of riding shots.
No.
Because that was kind of like after the fact.
Yeah, we were like, let's film for most of the day in the garage. And then after, we were going to go out and get like a few shots on the road. And then we lost track of time. And we had filmed in there for
another
like...
bike too, yeah.
Oh, yeah. Like their second bike
yeah.
fell, like wasn't working. And so we just had to roll with it.
Yeah.
And it was great. And it turned out awesome. But then after that first day, you and I were both like, yeah, we need to film a second day on the road.
Yeah.
But that's what that project was for. It was like being open enough to figure it out as you go. And that was super fun.
Yeah. Because like even those vignetted smash zooms where they're like pretending to like DJ and stuff like that was...
So fun.
From what I remember, I don't think we had that planned. No. Like that was just kind of like...
They just started DJing.
Yeah. And then I think we were like... Were we like doing 360s with the camera or something like that? And I literally don't even know where that came from.
You just started, like spinning the camera on the tripod.
I think because we were blasting that song. What song? Were we blasting the song that was in the edit?
No.
We were playing a different song.
They had an album playing. I can't remember what it was.
But that song just made me think of that. Like it was just like a record player, like spinning or something.
Yeah. Yeah. Just so fun.
They're playing like Black Sabbath.
Yeah. Black Sabbath all day.
And the butt chug.
Yeah. Yeah. So good. Yeah. I mean, all that stuff was just like, let's try this.
Yeah. Yeah. Cause both the Subaru and which we need to talk about this too, off camera, getting a little BTS thing going, but
oh yeah,
both the Subaru and the Woodchuck Choppers piece were kind of like spurned because I was able to be given a set of Mercury anamorphics straight from Atlas to kind of like test and to play with as long as we made content for them and like tag them.
Right.
So the Subaru thing was kind of like, okay, we've got these lenses. And Brecken Baxter directed the Subaru thing, and he kind of, went off with the creative and what he wanted to do and stuff like that, all because we had a set of lenses.
Yeah,
we wanted to play with. It was also going to like somewhat of a film contest as well, but that's also what kind of how we spurned Woodchuck Choppers, because we were like, got a really cool set of lenses.
Well, that's what you hit me up, I think.
Yeah,
and you were like, hey, I got this set of glass and I want to shoot something. And I was like, I got something ready to go.
Hell yeah.
And it just lined up that way.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, I'm already planning a couple for next year. We'll see.
Yeah.
I want to do a golf spot really bad.
I really want to do a golf spot, but like different.
Yeah.
Like I think that's what we talked about with wood chop choppers, is like making it different and fun, unique and goofy. And same with the golf spot. Like, how can we do it different?
Yeah.
You know?
I'll connect with you later on something maybe we could try and shoot in the spring.
Yeah. Don't we still have the thing with Jimmy too? We talked about like forever ago.
Oh yeah. That's ready to go
Valvoline.
too. That one's done. Like we just have to go shoot it.
I want to do that one.
That would be a,
Like if it was a carbon copy of the Valvoline piece, like that, but with Jimmy, and that'd be so cool.
that would be another, like, go up there, get an Airbnb for the weekend or something, and just like film. Yeah.
I love that idea.
Yeah.
I think that was what you first sold me on before Run, Sweat, Repeat.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
That was what you sold me on.
We were supposed to shoot it, but we couldn't get dates together that everyone could make it happen. But we still need to do it. Let's do that next year.
Yeah, 100%.
And then I'll talk to you about the golf concept too.
You know what's funny? Didn't we meet in like January or something? And then we were like, we'll shoot that in the spring. And then now it's
probably.
It's just like flew by.
The year is gone.
Next spring.
Yeah. One thing I wanted to talk about was, outside of like your normal DP work, is you do a lot of specialty camera operating jobs.
Yeah.
Super cool. And that's again, it's in the title of the name, but it's very specialized.
Yeah.
What's that? How did you get into that? And then also talk a little bit about like the robot arm stuff that we've done some spots with that too.
Yeah. I forgot about the fashion piece too. Yeah.
That was the first one we did.
Yeah. The first one. Yeah. You know, what's funny is I think specialty camera operating has spawned from filming skating, because in the skateboarding world, you have like legitimately one opportunity to get the trick that someone's doing filmed right and properly.
Right.
Because we're not going to, if it's a big handrail or a big stair set, you're not going to have them go do it again, because it's really dangerous.
Yeah. So
I think that's where a lot of like my operating mindset came from.
Okay.
And then it kind of translated into me meeting Jesse Plackey, who runs Condor Cam, and he specializes in specialty camera work. Yeah. So he does cable cameras, rail cameras, jibs, car to car, drones, stuff like that. So getting connected with him, starting to work with him, has opened up a lot of opportunities for me to operate cameras in really cool and unique and different ways.
Yeah.
And honestly, it's kind of honestly like a different world, because it's not just like shooting a commercial or shooting a documentary. Like you're there to do one very, very specific shot.
Right.
Very, very specific. And a lot of the times it's probably a little bit more on the dangerous side.
Sure.
Because I would almost classify specialty camera operating as getting a camera into a position that it's not normally meant to be. Like the ENG world is a camera being on somebody's shoulder documenting what's in front of you. That's like old school documentary ways. Yep. Specialty camera work is getting a camera up into a 300-foot tower, going from tower to tower, or it's on a jib, or on a rail cam in an area that you're not supposed to be. Like we shot rail cam for the Olympic trials that were in Eugene, Oregon in 2023, in Eugene, Oregon in 2024. And it's basically a wireless rail camera system tracking the runners as they're finishing at the finish line. And the rail camera is going up to, 25 miles an hour. Yeah. It's not something that someone can run next to, film, and get a clean, smooth shot.
Right. Like that one meme with the guys like running next to the Usain Bolt, like shoulder pick.
Yeah. Which is funny, because they actually did tell us a story of someone back in the day trying to run and film, and he fell and broke his arm.
Of course. Yeah. How could you not do that? Yeah. For me, I think I'm fascinated with the specialty operating being, like you are stepping away from wearing the DP hat and you're diving into this technical world. Yeah. Right. So talk to me about that.
Yeah, it's a good point. Is you almost take one hat off and put on another. Yeah. Because like for my shot specifically at the Olympic trials, like I had a very, very, very specific shot of, because we had two shot over heads on one sled. One was wide, one was tight.
Yeah.
And I was the tight shot. So I had a very specific shot that was pretty stressful to do, because you literally, these runners would take off and you have like one opportunity to do that. And especially when we got closer to like the Sha'Carri Richardson, the Noah Lyles, like it's like, this is the 100-meter dash.
Game on.
This is it. Like this is the most important stuff. So when you put that hat on, it's very much trusting the process of what you know and what works, but it's also like, okay, I'm going to dial in everything that I can possibly dial in to get this to work as properly as it needs to work. So like, sorry.
You're good.
So like one thing is like working with the shot over. Like the shot over is a different kind of gimbal head than your normal gimbal head, like a Ronin or a Movi. Like it's a little bit more specialized in how you can dial it in, how it works, the payload, the camera size, where you can put it, everything like that. It's very unique and different. So just getting to a point where you're familiar with that and you know how to work it and you know how to work it properly, and it's going to help set you up for success more than it's going to hinder you. So it's
And what's your relationship like with the director on those? Or is it like, because it's so specific, I feel like you know exactly what you need to get. Are they changing their minds at all in those scenarios where it's like, oh, maybe I want to go to a wide, and you're like, fuck, like we have this thing. Is it like that, or is it very structured?
It's pretty structured, but I mean, you're getting your camera set up for success, so that like, because in those situations, like anything can happen.
Right.
So you're getting your system ready for whatever. Because yes, the director can change his mind, which on the Olympic trials for my shot, he did multiple times.
Yeah,
for sure. Like I'm punched in tight, waiting for them to gun it off the line, and he's like, Nick, your camera widen out a little bit. And I'm like, dude, I'm literally like locked in, ready to go for the shot. Like you cannot, but you have to do it.
Yeah.
So it's like being able to adapt and, because we work with, I would say like a very large majority of especially camera operating is operating with like a zoom lens. Yeah. Because if I'm putting a camera way up there, it needs to have range. It needs to be able to start wide, go tight type things.
Kind of like the Vegas shoots that you did. Was it EDC?
EDC.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You were talking to me about that, where, that's flying hundreds of feet over people. Yeah. And I would imagine, you're not shooting with a set of primes on that.
Yeah. Yeah. Those are all, wide, range zooms so that we can start wide, get tight, because in the moment because EDC is a live music performance, the director is calling out, start wide, seeing crowd. Yeah. Eventually we're getting into tight. So the thing about the specialty camera operating world too, and a lot of like broadcast stuff ish like that, is like, those are the same people over and over and over again. Like, oh yeah, I would say like the biggest difference I've noticed is like the commercial can kind of rotate a little bit of like who you work with. But I would say like on a lot of the specialty camera jobs I do with Jesse is like, it's a lot of the same crew. Cause you really need to like trust who's doing what and who's operating what, because it's a lot more variables come in. Yeah. And you can make mistakes, and the biggest thing is the biggest thing is just eliminating all of those variables. Yeah. I mean, the stakes, as much as you can, the stakes are higher there than in a commercial shoot where you can do several takes. So that makes sense. So for the Olympic trials, it was live TV. Right. And that was kind of my first experience of working broadcast, because I've always kind of been in the like narrative commercial world side of things. And like, I think seeing my shot live, like for the first time, was like one of the coolest things. Cause the other thing that was really special about my camera too, is I had the ability to do slow-mo. So they're recording it at a really, really high frame rate. So that, basically it was like a replay assist is what they called it. Yeah. So I think it was 100-meter hurdles or something like that. I can't remember who the specific athlete was that I was filming, but I remember my specific shot. We had done the race, you know, they did the winners, whatever, and then they were going to cut to a commercial break, and then they did a replay assist, and it was like my shot for the first time.
Nice.
Like I have it literally, because we have our monitors. The way we were kind of set up was like Kevin White was operating the wide. He's sitting right next to me, and I'm sitting here operating the tight, and it's me, Kevin, and Jesse. Jesse's driving the sled. And then sitting in between us, we have a little program monitor, which is basically like what is being displayed to everyone at home is like what we can see. They give us that on purpose so we can be able to see what's going on. And so we do it, you know, I film my shot, they're processing it all. And then they're like, all right, we're going to break. And then they finally show this. It was the first time I'd seen like the slow-mo close up of my shot. And it was like, it was just such a cool eye-opening experience to like see it for the first time, which I have it on my phone. I can share that with you. Yeah. And it was just like such a cool moment. Like everyone celebrates together, and it's like this really cool thing. And
you get to see that, like, especially in the moment too. It's not like, you know, where you shoot something and then like 3 months later you look back, you're like, oh yeah, I did that.
Yeah. The other thing that was really special was leading up to the Olympic trials. So Jesse had landed the job, and then he started hiring out his team of who was going to go shoot this with him. And once he assembled his team, he said, hey guys, I want to do a test day because we needed to test 400 feet of track for wireless rail camera. Yeah. So he was like, all right, let's go. We're going to schedule a day. We're going to go to Colorado School of Mines. We're going to do a test day. We're going to set up both the heads. We're going to see how everything works. School of Mines is going to supply us with a track runner athlete. Nice. And we're going to try this. And we did this twice where me and it was like Scott DeHarb and Taylor and Kevin set up 400 feet of track, and each track piece is probably like this long, right? Yeah. Like this long. And you have to literally bolt it in, move it to the next one, bolt it in, move to the next one for 400 feet. Crazy. So did that twice as just practice days. So it's a lot of work. Yeah. It's a lot to do and a lot to set up, a lot to break down.
Are they leveling that out too?
And you got to level it out. Yeah. You got it. Yeah. So then when the first huge run, so, you know, all that prep, months of practicing, months of setting everything up. Jesse's working with the sled, tinkering with, you know, we went to Shotover, which is in Boulder. We went to Shotover directly and did like classes with them. They're teaching us how to like troubleshoot and work with things if anything goes wrong. Like we're literally doing like hands-on classes with them in preparation for the Olympic trials. Yeah. So then when that first 100-meter huge run with, I think it was with Sha'Carri, we do it. Everything goes great. It works. We got both of our shots. It was awesome. And like, I remember like, I like turned to Jesse because he put in hours more work than all of us because it's his company. It's his thing, but we still, you know, we believe in him so much that we're willing to help him get wherever he needs to get. And I remember turning to Jesse and I kind of just like, you know, grabbed him on his shoulder. And I was like, holy cow, we did it, you know? And then you just like kind of tear up a little bit and you're like, you know, all the hours that he put in plus us helping him out, like, and it worked.
So much prep.
Like it's just so much, like months and months and months of trying to get one thing ready for like, literally it takes them 15 seconds or whatever to go down. Like it's insane. Yeah. It's insane.
That's so cool.
Yeah, it was a really special moment to be like, you did it. Yeah. You know?
Yeah. Hell yeah. Well, yeah, dude, thanks for coming on. It's been a minute since I've done one of these. Yeah. Just been busy. Also broke my ankle, so that kind of set me back. But
well, happy to be here.
Fun. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, thanks for having me.
I'll see you on the next spot, whether that's a paid job or a spec shoot. Yeah. Yeah. I'll keep the ball rolling.
Heck yeah.
Sweet, dude.
Cool. Thanks, man. Thanks for having me.